We all know the holiday season can trigger so many emotions for so many people. So here are my 5 top tips to have an amazing holiday season no matter what is going on in the world. So tip 1 is presence is more important than presents. We get so consumed by this shopping frenzy, buying stuff for someone who's buying stuff for us, and we end up just exchanging things and getting stressed about spending too much, not enough, what to buy for someone who has everything. And if you find that shopping for gifts is stressful, wrapping all those gifts, having all those gifts delivered is stressful, just stop. In our house, we made a decision a long time ago that we only buy presents for children. I don't buy presents for my sister, she doesn't buy presents for me. It's made life so much easier. We just buy gifts for children and maybe an elderly person too, but that's it. It's also a very good idea to have a limit and go, look, we're only going to spend X. You may not spend more than £10 on my kid, and I won't spend more than that on yours. It's also very good to have joke presents, or to say in our family we're only ever buying gifts that are edible, like jellies or jams or candy or cookies. We're only buying gifts that are comical. We're only doing recycling, so you must get a recycled gift from a charity store, or you can give me something you already have. And that sounds really strange, but when you do Secret Santa at work and you only can spend X amount, it takes the pressure away, it takes one-upmanship away, and it makes you work harder to find something that has meaning. If you can only spend a limited amount, or it has to be a joke, or it has to be an edible gift, you can make it meaning. So Christmas is not about running around the stores all day, being exhausted, spending money you can't afford, and having a pile of gifts to wrap up and give away, and then you'd have someone to say, oh, can I return that? Do you have the receipt? I love that song, Make It Easy on Yourself. So make it easy on yourself. Buy gifts for children and let people know this year, let's not do gifts. Let's give each other the presence of our company. That is what matters more. The second tip is to make Christmas about meaningful moments. In our family, we always play games at Christmas. It's the only time of year we played card games and board games, and it's so bonding. It's such fun. It's a great tradition. And even if you're talking to a family member on the other side of the world on Zoom, you can still do quizzes, you can still do all kinds of games. So you need to make your Christmas about connecting. You need to think of, well, what can I do? Maybe around the dinner table you can put a little place card saying, describe your favorite movie. What is your favorite all-time song? Describe your worst Christmas, your best Christmas. You need to find a way of getting people to connect. And if you don't know people at your Christmas dinner, you need to find a way of getting to know them. I always find it very sad when the family's together and everyone is on their phones except for the grandparents who don't have phones and feel really left out. My mother told me that one day. We were at a family lunch, it wasn't Christmas. She said, everyone is on their phones. I don't have one. She did actually, but she didn't have a phone the way her grandchildren had phones, and she felt really left out. So be aware that sometimes you can exclude people. Make your Christmas inclusive, make it fun, make it about connecting. Find questions you can ask people, things that you can do, anything that can make people connect to people, because that is what life is really all about, connecting. Now, I know Christmas can be deeply stressful, but there are many things that you can do to be calm. Doing this is deeply calming in a world where we're told, don't touch your face, don't touch your face. We've forgotten that we have stress receptors here. So a very crunchy, chewy food can make us feel relaxed. But if you touch your face, if you rub your chin, if you rub your hands together, if you especially rub your hands down your arms, it's called the havening technique, this particular one, it actually causes deep, calming thoughts. No matter what is going on around the lunch, you can do that. Nobody will know what you're doing. You can do that. You can do that. Push your shoulders down. Fill your mouth up with saliva. Swirl it around. Nobody will know. You have no idea, but a wet mouth is a sign that you are deeply relaxed. It's why kissing, by the way, of course, is so relaxing. So be relaxed. Use humor. Decide, I am deciding to be relaxed. If I'm stressed and tense, I'm going to just plow through all this food. But if I'm super chilled, I can eat slowly, eat selectively, tune into people, have them tune into me. So there's plenty of calming techniques you can use. And here is something super important that I've used at all family events, almost all my adult life, and that is to focus on the outcome. Why are you going to have a Christmas with your family? Why have you invited certain people to spend Christmas with you? And if you focus on the outcome, it makes life so much easier. Why am I going to visit my husband's mother? I don't really like her. She doesn't like me. She always complains. She always puts me down. Not my husband's mother, because I've never met her. She died before we married. But if you're going to see your husband's mother or sister or children and you don't like them, you have to stop and think, why am I going? I'm going because this is so important to my husband. And if it's important to him and I love him, I'm going to focus on the outcome, having a lovely time. The same thing if you're going to see your partner's mother, your wife's mother. If you're divorced and you're going to take your children to your ex-partner and you can't stand him, stop and think, what is the outcome? The outcome is for my children to have a lovely Christmas with both parents. If I keep my mind on the outcome, I'm doing this to give my children an amazing Christmas. I won't fight, I won't roll my eyebrows, I won't make snipey comments, and if they do that, it'll just go over my head because I'm always aware of the outcome. The outcome is to have a lovely time, and if you keep the outcome in your mind, what's the outcome? I want to have a jolly Christmas, a family Christmas, a memorable Christmas, a great Christmas, a Christmas of connection and fun. If that's my outcome and I keep that in the forefront of my mind, I will act and react in ways that take me to my outcome instead of taking me away from it. And finally, something we all forget, to be grateful. You might think, oh, this is so boring. I'm hearing the same jokes or the same family. I don't like my brother, and here he is showing off again. I find this immensely helpful. Stop and think, somewhere in the world, this is someone's fantasy dream come true. Somebody would love to have a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, kids, an ex. They'd love to have people to share Christmas with. The saddest Christmas is people who say, I have no one to say happy Christmas to. I have no one to give a gift to receive a gift. I have no one to say happy holidays. Imagine that. And there are many people, many old people, many single people who have nobody to say, hey, happy holidays, happy Christmas, here's a gift, here's a card, let's pull a cracker. And they would swap places with you in a heartbeat. Gratitude is the highest frequency to resonate at. We spend so long planning Christmas, preparing it, and we often find it disappointing because we expect it to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but it can be amazing and wonderful and warm and joyous if you are grateful for where you are, that you have people in your life who want to be with you, who want to give you a gift, pull a cracker, make a toast, and be with you. What would you have given 20 years ago for that issue you have now? Of having noisy kids who throw the paper all over the floor and trample over it, and someone forgets to buy batteries for your kid's gift, and so it all ends in tears. That is someone's fantasy. You are living someone's fantasy. Stop and think about that. I am living someone's fantasy. My issue is their fantasy dream come true. Then you'll feel grateful, you'll be aware of the outcome, you'll live in the moment, You won't have a perfect Christmas because there's no such thing, but you'll have a wonderful one. So I'm wishing you happy holidays, and your happiness is in your hands. If you enjoyed that video, check out the next one right here. You can also click the link below right here for your free gift. But you shouldn't judge yourself by the numbers on the scales or even the numbers in your clothing, because it doesn't matter.